Tone. There's some great stuff that I don't think we can broadcast from the pilot.
Oh, bollocks.
But it's to do you a favour. It's alright for private consumption, but I'll cut it out if we put it online and stuff like that.
It's just the dog licking.
It's just
your
like
cock
dog licking
thing.
your penis.
It's like animal abuse.
Oh.
No,
it's
not.
not.
Too much. No, I'm not worried about the dog. Are you alright with it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's go in then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. Okay.
Listen to it back.
No,
that's all you've got to request. That's all you've got to let
You
him do.
don't give my surname though, do you? Like in it. Just say
People know
who you are.
Dude.
It's gonna have our photographs on it.
Who's listening to it?
No one now, because there's nobody to.
Let him listen to it and then make up his mind. And then
you
if
can
he's
listen to it when
it,
it's published on YouTube.
No,
I heard some of it.
Yeah, you were there. So I don't think you'd have said.
Is it really that bad? It's the truth though.
It is the truth. And the
truth is that it happened entirely accidentally.
Yeah,
and I know, but we stressed that.
That's right.
I said
right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Last Seven, the first episode of the Last Seven, a brand new podcast with your host Dan Rowley, with me today Justin Cliff.
Hello.
And Antonio Romola.
Hiya.
All right guys, how's it going?
All right.
Yeah, good, cheers man.
Starting recording a bit late this evening. Do you want to tell us why?
Yeah, because we went to see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, live at the cinema. It was being broadcast from London.
How long was it on?
2 hours and 40 minutes. And it was fabulous.
We thought it was going to be an hour and a half. That's what we told you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was what you told us. So I've been here for a long time waiting for you to come over and start recording. But it didn't happen. You got a text at sort of 6:30 or so towards 7 o'clock saying, "Oh mate, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long."
Yeah.
I was cursing you both raw in work.
Because it has an interval that lasts 20 minutes.
I thought you were going to see Godzilla or something.
And there was a timer on the screen.
No, we had a choice between Godzilla and Priscilla. And we went Priscilla all the way.
What's the best thing that's happened to you this week, Tone?
Oh, God. When I say the best thing, I'd probably say the most interesting thing, but then it was kind of more like a discovery, like a realization.
Brilliant.
And it was basically I was just about to take a dump and my mind started wandering and I started thinking about something and I asked myself a stupid question and I thought to myself, I do this all the time. I ask myself I ask myself pointless questions in my head. I question things and I think to myself, why did I do that? But anyway, yeah, the most interesting thing that happened to me over the last couple of days was this discovery that I'm all the time questioning pointless things. And then when I think what the answer might be, I think, why did I even bother questioning it?
What's the most pointless thing you've asked yourself?
I thought to myself, I was taking my boxes down because I was about to take a dump, and I thought, right, these boxers are completely different colour to any other boxes I've got. And I thought to myself, none of my boxes are identical. And I thought, can you actually buy a packet of identical boxes, like all white or whatever?
Definitely.
And I thought
they normally come in packs of 3 or 4, don't they?
Hardly ever can you buy a packet with all the same pattern, all the same colour. They're always different. No. And I thought to myself, is the reason why they sell them that, so that when they get dirty, well, you know if you've worn it or not, so you don't have to sniff every pair. So and then I thought to myself, after all that, I thought to myself, what was the point in asking myself that question? Why have I gone through...
Quite right.
Yeah, too much time, but that was probably the most interesting thing. Probably the discovery that I do that a lot.
That you ask yourself pointless questions, not the discovery that must be why all pants are different, so that so you don't have to sniff them to check.
So you don't have to sniff every single, because you know then, don't you? I've worn the orange ones today.
Because they're on you, not because you've taken them off. You just lay them out in
No,
one
but
big
you know,
pile.
like sometimes you just chuck them on the floor and they're like around your room or whatever. You know, I think maybe that's why they.
Your room sounds disgusting.
And as well, does that mean you leave clean ones straight? Is
that the washing done? Yeah. Where shall I put it? It's on the floor. These are the dirty ones. I'll sniff them. Well, that's why they're all different patterns, you see. Idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Why'd you get the ones that say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on it?
Because
It's a
gimmick.
funny thing. Yeah, it's a gimmick to say. Why do you have ones with Merry Christmas given to you at Christmas?
Because by that time it's far too late to wear them, and the next day it won't be Christmas anymore.
Who sees them?
Well,
The Merry Christmas ones, apart from like your missus, you don't just walk around in your pants at Christmas when you receive novelty. I hate novelty gifts. It's the worst thing about Christmas. Anything that's slightly it's supposed to be a bit wacky, I can't abide it.
yeah, like I got a really shit one. I got a bell saying ring for loo roll. And I was thinking, well, what am I going to do with that?
Yeah, because that requires all of the family then to get in on that idea that when if Antonio's ringing the bell, he must be taking a shit. Probably asking himself some pointless questions.
Yeah.
Taking up some clean underwear. How will I know?
That it's good that you do that while you're having a dump. I mean, usually
all that happened. All that happened. As I was taking them down, I nearly forgot that I was there to take a dump. I was literally stood there thinking. About my boxer, thinking about why you can't buy a packet of all the same colour as they were around my ankles. Stood there just thinking. Then I realised I just spent about 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes is probably an exaggeration. A minute just stood there thinking about boxes, and then I thought, oh yeah. To take
Just like everything is a massive process, and now I have opened the door, walking into the bathroom, left foot followed by right foot.
I did find it quite
now,
interesting.
Buttocks facing the toilet, pants down. I wonder why you can't buy pants that are the same, but you can, and you've definitely seen them. Unless do you buy your pants individually? Are they made on a special?
No, I buy a multi-pack, but they're always different colours, aren't they?
I think you just like the variety. I think your eyes are taken away from the mono-coloured pant, and you just like a bit of difference. What's the worst thing that's happened to you this week, mate?
Oh, what's the worst thing?
That was the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the. Honestly, you can't.
It is a good job.
Something to do with money that you've spent by accident.
Oh God,
have I?
Ken told me this.
Oh
today.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll tell you that. Actually, yeah. I guess that is the worst thing that happened to me. I needed to buy a Sharpie to be able to write on back of some CDs, and
Front of some CDs, I hope.
And I'm quite skint at the moment. And I went to Marks and Spencer's because it was sorry, not Marks and Spencer's, WH Smith's, because it was the nearest place to me. Went to WH Smith's and was looking through all the different varieties of Sharpies that they had. Didn't want to buy a multi-pack because they had different colours, different different thicknesses and all that kind of stuff. You had fine, and then you had like whatever the word is for the thicker ones. And
thick.
Yeah, probably. And I didn't want to buy a multi-pack, $6.99, because I didn't need that many. I needed one, but the one was just $2.99. I bought it and I thought, oh God, that's a lot of money for.
How many are in the multi-pack? I know you love a bargain.
6, 8 for.
And they were only £7, but the singular one was.
Yeah, well, I only needed one.
Okay.
But £3 still seemed extortionate, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to bring it back. So I brought it back because I wanted my money back.
You bought it. How long before you said that you thought you didn't need a ship? Were you still in town?
Well, immediately after buying it, I thought to myself, that was too expensive. Why have I done that? And I already started thinking about whether it'd be alright to bring it back and not look stupid. I was thinking, I'll bring it back and I'll say, I bought the wrong pen. This is the one I wanted. But then I thought, if I don't replace it with the right one, they're gonna know it's a lie.
They probably thought you were from some sort of consumer show where you went in and then had a little hidden camera and got the service here was terrible.
Yeah,
there was no selection. There was either just fine or thick. And I bought a Sharpie without even. Nobody consulted me. There was no pen expert on hand. So now I'm going to return it and I'll see if do they give you a refund?
Yeah, £3. Yeah. The whole
Excellent. Well done. The idea is that obviously it's cheaper if you buy more, but it's obviously not. And the reason I bring it up is because it happened to me when I was waiting for a train in Cardiff, and I went to the Prince of Wales, the Wetherspoons there, and I had maybe half an hour to wait. So I went to the bar and I said, "Can I have a bottle of Desperado, please?" And he's like, "Oh, it's $3.50." It's 2 for £5. And I said, oh, just one, thanks. And he went, it's 2 for £5. I said, yeah, one, please. He went, it's cheaper if you buy 2. I said, no, it isn't. He said, and he looked at me so gone off, like I just told him that 3.50 and 3.50 is less than 5. But I said, no, 1, which is 3.50, and 2 is £5. He went, yeah, it's cheaper. I said, it works out cheaper. He went, it's cheaper. And we nearly had a full-on argument, and then he slammed it down. He went, 3.50.
Yeah, what if I don't feel like spending £5 today?
Well, no, I didn't need 2 drinks.
Well,
he annoyed me.
Antonio and the purchasing of things that come in single quantities and double quantities made him tell me the most amazing story that he did about, wine glasses.
yeah.
And they were selling individual wine glasses for $1.99 or a set of 4 wine glasses for $2.99.
I think it was the same price.
No, it was $1.99 for the single glass, $2.99 for 4 glasses. Yeah?
Right, that does seem like a good deal.
That's a bargain,
yeah.
Right? But he goes, well, I don't want to buy the individual ones because individually they work out much more expensive than the ones in the set of 4.
Well
He goes, but I'm not buying the set of 4 because I only want 2 wine glasses. Because I only want 2 wine glasses.
So you bought no glasses?
So I
or
spent £3.98 on 2 glasses.
Yeah.
When I could have got 4 for £2.99.
Yeah, because he didn't want 4, right? And I said to him, why didn't you just buy them and just smash 2 up?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Why did you
that's
just...
a good point. That's
why
what you
didn't you
should've
just
done.
buy 4
You of
and get
all
rid of
people,
2?
man.
I know,
Let's be honest. You're should we say good with money?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah. I guess
Tight
I'm
as a
pretty
duck's ass.
good. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
So, you of all people, I thought would have said, yeah, you could have sold them at a profit to a Jewish couple getting married.
Yeah.
So they could put it in a...
I could have even sold them for 10 pence and made a profit. But,
That was a stupid
it was
thing.
really bad. I don't know why. At the time, I was just thinking, I don't want all this stuff when I don't need it.
Oh, not 4.
Yeah.
4 is just 2 times 2.
Yeah.
You would have had 2, and then you would have had 2 more.
I think I was just feeling a little bit stressed from shopping, from being in IKEA for like 2 hours looking at shit that I wasn't going to buy.
Yeah, there's no windows in IKEA. It's really weird. And they do food, and there was an ice cream bit the last time I went to the one in Cardiff. And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
At no point in the advert have they gone, this lovely sort of ottoman that you can put together, or a chest of drawers, maybe have a meatball, and then straight back to furniture.
Yeah.
Justin, what's the best thing that's happened to you in the last 7 days?
I
I do ask to think about it.
have thought about it. I've got 2 different things.
Go for it.
The best thing that happened to me this week was rediscovering Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, excellent.
Mate, we've been working with Alid again, and he's... we were talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then we met you in the pub yesterday, didn't we? And watched that video of him on the lorries.
Yeah.
Just fucking dropping the splits between the 2
Yeah,
things.
it's a lorry advert, and the advert is about how well the lorries steer, even in reverse. But it's him doing splits. I'll chuck a link up to the video. And then just leave it. And Justin's comment was, "It's 100% genuine, but he's wearing a harness, so not 100% genuine."
Yeah. No, but that isn't the point, is it? He's wearing a harness in case he falls off, but he still does the fucking splits.
Yeah, he can do the splits. I'm not denying that. He's bloody good at it.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't got a harness suspending him. He's got like a harness, and then it's chained to the lorries.
So
Right.
So he's not lifted by anything.
The lorry drivers are really good, though. No, that's a bit more impressive than I thought. I thought it was suspended from above. Yeah,
No.
God knows what.
No, he's supporting his whole fucking body weight with like the fucking backs of his heels. Stick a link up, let people judge for themselves.
I will do. I will. We'll hold a poll. Watch that video, and if you think it's 100% genuine, in Justin's words,
With
and
the
with the harness,
aforementioned
or
conditions.
if it's not as impressive as many people think, we'll go for a yes, no, and we'll tally them up. I reckon the score will be 2-1 or something like that. I'm going to plug this as much as I can to as many people as I can, and I think they're going to listen to it out of pity more than anything. And if it gains a listenership, I'll be quite happy about it. I'll be ringing people up, say sort of 6 weeks in, and going double fucking figures.
Yeah.
How does that feel? 10 and a like. Who's that? Somebody shared this. 9 views. What was the second one you were going to mention?
The Psychic Sally guy in the audience who witnessed like a really, really poor performance from her, even to the point where she actually suggested a woman who was alive was dead.
Yeah, there was a blog, wasn't there? Just to explain a bit more, Psychic Sally is one of the more famous frauds that pretend they can speak to dead people. We can never work in absolutes, so saying that nobody can ever or will ever or can now speak to dead people is a bit of a stupid thing to say. None of the ones that I've seen who claim to do it have ever done a really good job with the sort of the vague information they give. Pseudoscience of the week next week is going to be on mediumship, and it's almost doing it giving it props to call it a pseudoscience, just having the word science in it, because it's just fraudulent fakery and preying on the grieving. So Psychic Sally, one of the more famous pricks that partakes in this horrible practice, performance, as you quite rightly put it, she asked audience members to hand in photos of loved ones that they wish to communicate with, and she would do a reading just by looking at the photograph.
So she gets this photograph and she's like, I'm getting May or April, and then she goes, does anyone recognise the photograph? Because no responses come out naturally, so she's asking the person to stand up. So they get a camera on it and project it on the wall at the back, and a woman stands up, and Psychic Sally's like, oh right, okay, so you knew this person, and the woman's like, doesn't respond. She was okay, well I'm getting like Wednesday is a bad day. Did this person die suddenly on a Wednesday, or did they fall ill on a Wednesday and they got submitted to the hospital and stuff? And this woman's like, doesn't respond. She's just shaking her head. This is what the blog says. And the woman misunderstood the point of taking a photograph and took a photograph of herself. So Sally was trying to read this woman who she said was dead and died of this illness, but the woman was there. It was her. And and then she misfired a load of other times. She spoke to a young girl whose boyfriend had hung himself and described the sensation that she was feeling as someone batting against her leg as if he was hanging in the doorway. And and told another family that the wife, the husband, and the father of the kids, that he had a drug addiction and was flushing drugs down the toilet, saying just flush it away, just flush it away. And the blog says that she just repeated that sentence until the family looked just utterly kind of...
Does that not completely sum up what an evil fucking trade it is when they're willing just to make that sort of stuff up so that it's emotive, so that they'll get a reaction. People will talk about it afterwards, especially those who weren't involved. So that was maybe 2 or 3 people out of the audience. I have an audience of a couple of hundred, and the other lot of the couple of hundred, had she not fucked it up so brilliantly beforehand, would have gone away saying, oh no, she didn't talk to me, but she did talk to this other. Oh yeah, and one of them had a drug addiction. It's like a fucking soap opera. Got to inject drama into it. I can feel your hanging boyfriend banging against my leg. What the fuck are you doing standing next to him while he's there? Cut him down, or help, or tell him I love him, or ask him a question, ask him if there was anybody else, ask him something important. No, at no point does any psychic ever come up with the postcode of a dead person who's come through to them. Something that you would definitely know. Your mobile number, your address, something not vague. Oh, the what was it? Oh, was he a sailor? Did he enjoy the sea? Did he like the beach? Right. Well, fucking yeah, he did. A few of those, like loads of people. Who doesn't like the beach? Albinos. I should normally try and be quite composed when talking about pseudoscience of the week, so I don't come across as biased. But you'd have to sort of, not listen to the first bit of this show before you realise that, I am biased because I enjoy the truth. And the truth is these people are just fucking liars. They always grab hold of their midsection and say, it's a classic go-to line when things aren't going well. I'm getting something here in the torso, in the chest, where all your vital organs are, and if something were to go wrong, then maybe it would be around here. Nobody's really died of a bad hand recently, or like, what was wrong? What did he die of? Legs. He died of legs. Yeah, I was feeling something in the legs. Was he a runner? No. He died of legs. The midsection, the disappearing negative. You don't work with children, do you? To which every answer is correct. No, I don't. No, of course you don't. People who try and chuck in a joke every now and again. It's such shit. This week in history. This week in 1993, One for the Road, the final Cheers episode, was watched by 42.4 million people in America. I've never seen it.
Cheers? You've never seen Cheers?
I've seen Cheers, but I haven't seen the final episode.
Oh right, yeah. No, I haven't seen the final episode either.
You've seen the final episode of MASH?
No,
that thing that went on forever. My grandparents were really into it, and I can't remember anything funny ever being said, because it's in a hospital, in the like an army hospital,
Yeah.
like the worst place.
It's just
Yeah.
a depressing place.
Yeah, exactly. I think this podcast is quite death heavy. I was listening to the pilot, and there was loads of stuff about that, and there's plenty more to come. But I guess it's something that'll fascinate forever.
What the fuck is in the bottom of that coffee?
Let me see. I think he might have put some chocolate in it.
Yeah, he definitely did put chocolate in it. Chocolate and marshmallows.
Yeah, it looks like a Malteser that's.
It looks like a poo, mate.
dissolved.
This week in 1897, Oscar Wilde was released from Reading Jail.
No way.
Something we can all be pleased about there.
Yeah.
And this week in 1905, Las Vegas was formed, as in bought. People went to Las Vegas beforehand. The first people to settle in Las Vegas, apart from the actual native peoples, the Mormons.
Really?
Yeah, to go and sort of spread the word. I'm not sure how close it is to Salt Lake. My American geography is shoddy at best. But yeah, they were told to sort of go and to try and convert people. And when even native peoples, who they saw as savages and uncivilized, even when they went and spoke about the Book of Mormon to these supposed savages, they went, huh, you're fucking joking, right? No chance. What do you mean you read it out of a hat? This is ridiculous. Stupid pricks. Go off and teach us shit somewhere else. It's kind of a somber one, but it's actually really, really awesome. Everybody would have heard about this guy, Stephen Sutton, who died last Thursday. He had cancer. So,
Oh yeah,
Stephen
no, I
Sutton.
have heard. Yeah, I did
Okay.
hear, yeah.
He made a bucket list or a wish list before, when he knew his disease was terminal. And he wanted to meet sort of footballers, celebrities, and essentially he was trying to raise money for teenage cancer, I think. And he set up with a target, I think, of £100,000. And when he passed away last Thursday, it was at £3.5 million. So a fantastic job. He had his surgery scars. After they were healed, he had tattoos of dotted lines and little scissors put on each of the surgery scars he had. He kept a blog going that was like humorous and very matter of fact about the whole thing, trying to dispel people's fear about death, cancer itself. And a guy who's left an amazing legacy. You saw a tweet, or somebody who wrote to him?
Somebody tweeted a celebrity. I don't know which celebrity. I don't know a lot of the facts of this, but a guy tweeted a celebrity saying, "I saw that Stephen Sutton was out of hospital. Does that mean he's getting better? I feel a bit duped."
What?
Yeah, and then Stephen tweeted him back and just said, "No, don't worry, it's terminal.
Oh God!
Sorry if you felt duped."
Oh gosh.
Yeah. That's amazing. Conversely, unfortunately, in the same newspaper that I bought, it's kind of annoying that he's essentially a hero, man. I love Stephen Sutton. But in the same newspaper, I won't mention it, but it's from last Thursday's edition of The Moon's Friend. And it's this week's Cunt of the Week. He started off lovely in the pilot with Russell Brand. I'll just try and find him. Dear Deirdre, my favourite bit of the Moon's Friend.
Yeah.
On the front, Stephen Sutton, the hero. In the woman's section, Sam Barton, 22 years old. Remember that, he's 22 years old.
Yep.
Chuck a picture up. Who spent 50 grand trying to become the perfect man. And there he is.
Oh god.
He looks way older than 22, no?
Oh my God, that dude is 22 years old.
Yeah.
God.
Jesus Christ.
£50,000 on different things. He's in massive debt. It's not like he's independently wealthy and you can do what you like. I've got a real issue with sort of plastic surgery. Well, not plastic surgery. Cosmetic surgery. I understand that people have got issues with their body, and if they're corrected and that person feels better, that can be considered a good thing. But when it gets to extremes, when people are having lip filler just for the sake of it and to be the perfect man, it appeals to like celebrity standards and things like that are really poor. I know it's a really sort of overhashed topic, but it doesn't make it any less true. He's in massive debt. He has an obsession with looking like TV stars. His heroes are Ryland Clark and Joey Essex.
Oh my god. He
Just going to go through a round about the surgeries here. How it all adds up. Nose, 2 ups, £7,100. Teeth, including travel. The teeth, the travelling of the teeth. Teeth, including travel, £19,900. Teeth maintenance, £350. Botox, £5,200. Fillers, £2,500. Eyebrows, £1,800.
What?
Nails, £1,000. Waxing, £500 per year. Tanning, £2,500. Hair, treatments, colour, fringe extensions. Fringe extensions?
Just let it fucking grow.
Grow your hair, right. Hair, treatments, colour, fringe extensions, £2,500. Other cosmetics, such as collagen, salon treatments and makeup, £5,500. And finally, gym membership and personal training, £1,500. The total being £50,350. What an absolute twat. And I can say that because, as I say, body dysmorphia is really horrible and it can cause people to slip into depression. It's well documented. But he's quoted as saying, if everyone was like me, the world would be a better place.
Oh, fuck me.
So a conceited, vain prick as
Yeah,
well. Not
yeah.
just somebody who enjoys surgery or somebody who's unhappy with his bod.
No.
Just an asshole.
Yeah.
Just an asshole.
Yeah.
So Sam Barton, I can't believe you've graced the pages and wasted my time reading. However, I wouldn't have very much material for this podcast if you didn't exist. So in a way, thank you and get run over.
Horrible cunt.
It's quite ironic that was in there with Steve Sutton being on the.
So, I don't think there's any irony about it. I just think it's unfortunate. I think it's a poor choice. I'd like to keep a hero and a cunt of the week as well. And those are two
Nice.
extreme examples.
That's good.
I'm not saying they're going to be as great. Certainly not as great as Stephen Sutton. I watched the second part of that Billy Connolly's big send-off.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember talking about it, Tony?
Yeah.
It was awesome. For the most part, he was in Glasgow. So obviously he'd made the film between America and Scotland. And he was in a big cemetery, big crypt he was looking at. Because I don't know if you go to a place, do you go to a graveyard? Do you ever go to a local graveyard? To see how old the dead people are? And do you remember when we were in France and we saw that there was it was traditional to have like a photograph of the people on there?
Yeah.
And it was some of them were sort of the pictures from when they were in service in the army or the RAF or anything like that.
Yeah.
Really nice sort of way to remember people. But I don't know why it hasn't translated over here. I guess because when we saw it, I always thought that's a bit. I don't know why it's a bit odd or a bit creepy. I guess it's because we're not used to it.
Yeah, I guess so.
But he was doing a tour of this huge cemetery and a pet cemetery as well. He went to in America, and they're vast. And the amount of money that people spend, obviously, it costs different depending on the size of the animal. So there's a lot of dogs, a lot of cats, but horses, pigs, every type of animal you can imagine. Guinea pigs, wee hamsters, just with like tiny little tombstones. It was quite touching that people care so much about their pets. The most interesting part of it was he went to, if you can elect to leave your body to science, right?
Yeah.
So when you do, there's many different things that happen to it. They can be used for dogs, to train dogs who are rescue dogs for a start, to smell sort of human flesh, but also to smell like rotting human flesh, so they can then tell their handlers that there are people here, but unfortunately they're dead, so you come in with the excavator or whatever. Sorry.
Teach the dog that good English.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They teach the dog that good English. But one place you can go to in the hereafter is to college, is to a school where your body is used by students studying anatomy, or those who have done a doctorate and then want to go on to surgical college, or those who are just interested in anatomy. There's normally 2 students per body because we've got 2 of most things: 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 lungs. I guess they have to toss a coin for the heart, or there's just a box of hearts that they can have a go at. And they cut you up. They cut you to shreds to learn about skin and then muscle tissue and everything, and you're stripped back layer by layer, and then you're just in chunks on the table. Sounds undignified, right? Until they told us that there is a service held. There's normally a funeral for the person that the family had, but just without a coffin there.
Yeah.
Or a coffin, symbolic. And then when they're done with you, you're cremated and then you're sprinkled into the sea. So and there's a service they have there. That's not the nicest part of it. When they finished with you, they write thank you cards, and they write sort of letters to the deceased person, thanking them for their gift that they've given, telling them how they've learned from them, how that they were sort of their best friend and their confidant throughout school, because when times were stressful, they could do this, that, and the other, because it requires a certain amount of detachment. Yeah, the work, and that's why they put masks on to dehumanize them, and because you can't be looking at the face, especially if you're about to peel it back. But as you're doing it, and I guess if you're looking at sort of muscle tissue and whatnot, you can be detached for a while and think that's not really a person until you step back, and they must have that realization often that it said that this was a genuine person. And I think this is by way of an exorcism. So they finish up and they do what they have to do. Then they write lovely thank you notes. One of them was just, thanking them for the gift that they'd given and that they'd learned so much that they passed with honours. But other ones said that had actually cured some illnesses, some diseases as a direct result of dissecting a particular body. I read a load of them online, and one of them was saying, Thanks to samples we collected under your toenails that were painted a beautiful sky blue when you arrived here with us, we have managed to conquer this many bacterium viruses, and then went on to list them and saying they implicate the applications that they could have afterwards. So a really, really beautiful way of thanking somebody.
Yeah.
And I thought then that I was definitely, when I kill myself at 80, leave my body to science.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. As I say, I've got a feeling that I'll have little to no relatives, and if I do have them, they'll hate me, because I will be as cantankerous as possible. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I consider myself quite a nice person in general, and I like the idea that when you hit maybe 65, that can just go out the window. Just forget about it, because I'm aching, leaking, wrinkly mess. I used to have a full head of hair and a penis that worked. So I think that's why people are annoyed. If you can feel yourself aging, that's got to be a bit of a depressing thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's hard for us to know, really, until we get there, isn't it?
I don't know. Some people can have fun with it. I want to have fun with it when I'm old, man. I want to freak kids out. Like. I want to put something in a
There's
box.
a name for that.
I want to
Put something in a box.
Yeah, like put something in a box, like something just like a dead bird or something, right? And then go out and with shopping bags, right? And put them down. I'm an old man now. I'm like 75, coming on 80. Put these shopping bags down, and the first youngster that walks past, I'll just go, "Oh, excuse me, Sonny. I really need to change these shoes of mine. I bought new shoes. I'd like to put them on, road test them. Take the shoes I'm wearing off, right? But in one of the shopping bags, there's 2 shoe boxes, and say, oh, it's just the shoe box on the top. It is. Just look inside of it and see if the shoes are in there. So then the little lad picks it up, looks inside. In one of the boxes is a dead bird, and then he gets the other box, gives me the shoes, but he'll forever have the lasting memory that an old man once had a dead bird in a shoe box.
Yeah, but how old
bag.
are these kids? You're
So you're happy scarring children for life.
Now imagine how curious that would make you for the rest of your life. Like,
Curious?
What about old
people?
people? You'd be like looking at old people, wondering every time you see an old man with a shopping bag, you'd be wondering what he's got in it.
Yeah. You couldn't go to where old people shop. Morrison's?
Well, you wouldn't even want to go to a shoe shop.
Great point.
Because
If you just like to try the
The dead birds.
Why a dead bird though?
I don't know, anything, a poo, just a poo in the box, just a turd in the box, and I've tied a little cape around it and put 2 goggly eyes on it, and they open the box.
I think you've given this too much thought. I think it's just something you'd like to do. So then I'd encourage you to just go and bloody do it. Have the courage of your conviction.
No, I think, to have fun and to scamp about and to kind of, mess people a little bit and do weird stuff and be happy. And
when I get old, I would definitely like to grow a really long beard
Superb.
and dress up like a wizard and make kids think that I'm actually a wizard.
Wizards might have changed by that point, though.
I'd sit in the
It
trees
might
with my
be
legs
different.
crossed.
Like how vampires have changed.
Yeah.
Vampires used to be like horrible blood-sucking. The best version, right? Well, it's not the best vampire film. It is one of the worst. It's John Carpenter's Vampires, and that's the best depiction of vampires I've seen. These horrible parasitic things that just sort of hide out in crack houses when it's light.
No hair on their body, kind of.
I think they've got hair, but I think it's like raggedy. I think it's horrible, ripped up clothes. But then vampires became cool. I think with Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
But people have always had like an idea that vampires are, because like Gary Oldman's Dracula isn't cool looking, is he?
No.
He's like horrible.
But now they're like young, emo, clean-shaven, handsome, like.
Yeah, it's not
men.
good. People want to do it. Vampires are supposed to scare you. You're not supposed to fall in love with them. And falling in love is like one of their powers, I think. They can just like hypnotise women.
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing, isn't it? With, what's it, in Nosferatu? Just like a touch on the neck.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Flop back.
Isn't it weird that they've gone from Nosferatu-looking motherfuckers creaking down the stairs looking like their head is made of an egg and freaky and white with long teeth and fangs and shit, to fucking Edward up a tree.
Yeah, I know.
Glittering in the sunshine.
Glittery, and just a wooden woman next to him who somehow you're supposed to,
just a plank. Isn't it?
you don't know they've fallen in love until they start having sex, and you go, oh right.
And
that's what it was.
Yeah.
She wasn't just confused the whole way through and just sort of squinting, trying to understand why there were sort of big machines pointing at her, and why then she had to dress up to watch herself do a thing that she did. I don't think she's a very good actress.
No.
Other thing I watched on TV it was a bit of a difficult watch, but it was well worth it, and I'd advise it. Could have easily been a half-hour long. Tiger Takes on Porn. Did you see that advertised?
No.
Do you know who Tiger Drew Honey is? Don't be afraid if you don't know, man.
No,
this is
I
not
don't know.
like this
No,
isn't
I
like
don't
Barack Obama, who is
Huh?
Barack Obama,
Oh yeah, the President of America.
President of America.
I know that. Yeah.
Nice, good. Tiger Drew Honey. He's in the show Outnumbered. He plays the eldest kid in that. He was also in. You've never seen Outnumbered, Tone?
No.
Okay, sorry. He was also in. Have you ever seen that Armstrong and Miller show? Alexander Armstrong,
No.
Ben Miller.
No.
It's on the television.
Oh.
No, we've hit the crest of the wave. Okay, he's a young actor. He
You
was
can leave
in-
me out of this then.
First-
No.
I'll listen.
No, you know who he is, right? He's a young actor.
There'll be a picture, but you'll be seeing it retrospectively. But
Yeah,
it's on
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
so you'll
Yeah,
go, "Oh."
alright.
Anyway, do you know who Bend Over is?
Uh,
Remember, I bought that DVD for Kat, is it? Bend over, going all around the streets of Britain, picking up women.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bend
Okay.
Over.
Yeah.
It's
I
his
know.
dad, and his son is
Right.
is a current British actor.
Yeah,
Oh,
the first
right,
time I
okay.
saw him was
Young
in that
lad.
Armstrong and Miller show. Yeah, he
Right.
played like Alexander Armstrong's son in one of the sketches, one of the recurring sketches. But now he's in Outnumbered, and Outnumbered's been going for a good while because they were quite young when it started, and they were on the One show recently, and yeah, they're all bearded. Well, not the girl,
Yeah.
but yes. So Tiger Drew Honey is his name, and he did a doc, and it's a series of documentaries about the pressures that young people face when their dad's a wicked rich porn star. So not the best. I think he gets waxed. The next one is about body image, so he goes and hangs out with bodybuilders. But this one was Tiger Takes on Porn, and what a better subject to have for him because his dad is a porn star. There was a bit where his dad was showing him his awards. He's obviously seen him quite a few times, and he shows him the merchandise that he's got, and one of them is a perfect replica of his penis, and he holds it to his own crotch, does Tiger, and like waves it about, and he says, I think I've got your helmet. And his dad's just making
Oh
a
my
his dad's just making a cup of coffee going, well, yeah, definitely, yeah, it's probably what's in the jeans, isn't it? Yeah, more than likely, yeah. All right, size-wise, no, just chilling, just making cappuccinos. Yeah, I'm quite the bend over fan, I'll be completely honest. The Gonzo film that he pioneered, like the handheld number, going out and pretending to pick up women from the London Marathon and just taking to a hotel and banging them. I don't think there's a better storyline for any film. Boy meets girl. One takes girl to hotel room, both boys go at opposite ends of girl and carry on. He was talking to his mum about it, who was also, she's now like an editor or a publisher, but she was like a glamour model, and they were saying that his sort of sex was openly talked about in the house when they were growing up, not graphically, but he did know from a very young age that because their Belgian mate Pascal was over a lot, and and Dad and Pascal were going to work and they were making kissy films for grown-ups. And that's how it was described forever.
No way.
But I thought, has he ever watched his dad's porno? Would you or could you?
No.
Oh no.
Fucking way.
Yeah. What if it was normalised? Like it must have been in his childhood. Like I said, never graphically, and I'm not saying he was ever exposed to it ever. But if it was just open and honest, man, you might have. What if it was just on in the living room, like as a premiere, and you just walk down, Dad, can I have some squash? Oh. Oh, what's that? Just kissy films, me and Pascal. Squash is in the fridge. Mind the lube. There was a bit where an aspiring porn star that Tiger met, classic sort of teenager, that seems like the best job in the world. I can masturbate 40 times a day if needs be.
Yeah.
So having sex for sex is enjoyable. I enjoy it. You can get paid for it. I'll do that. And it's fine, but obviously there's a lot, when you think about it, there's a lot, because they are making a film, although it's a porno film, there is a lot of stop and start, and I've got two speeds, start and not finish. That's where which also known as stop. So I can't imagine stopping and starting and carrying on. There was a bit because he took him essentially to then a porn set where a film was being made, chatting to the male lead who, maybe because there were extra cameras there, was having a bit of trouble with his member, and then speaking to the female lead, and she was obviously very beautiful, and she loved it. She couldn't speak highly enough about the profession. When asked if it was easier for women than it was for men, she replied very honestly, and I think we all know quite obviously, definitely it's easier for women. She honestly said, yes, of course it's easier for women. For men, you've got to be able to get it up on cue, you've got to be able to come on cue, you've got to basically be at the beck and call of a director, and you've got to be good at having sex as well, athletic, you've got to have a good bod. If you're a girl, as long as you have spit and can take a cock, you're fine.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God.
So I can take some porn.
Jesus.
But yeah, if you're a gay porn star, I guess it's exactly the same. We were on about the we were on about the Alien franchise and the pilot because H.R. Geiger died last week.
Yeah.
And he was the guy who designed them, did loads of other brilliant artwork as well. We said that the CGI in that was like terrible. I sort of said that the CGI was terrible. Have you seen it, Alien 3?
Yeah.
The dog alien. I'm not sure if you remember, but it's pretty horrendous.
Yeah, it's.
We said it was 1993. It was actually made in 1992. CGI was pretty piss poor. Terminator 2: Judgment Day was made in 1991.
No.
What?
How did? Yeah, but Alien might have been being made in the 80s, but didn't get released until 92.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. But think of the pre-production for Terminator 2, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, true.
Watch it again. What's your favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger film, Tone? Can't have a Terminator.
My favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger film is probably Predator.
Oh, nice choice, mate.
Or what's that one where the kid goes into the screen?
Yes, mate.
Oh yeah, Last Action Hero.
Yeah, Last Action Hero. I like that.
I love that film. There's
Yeah.
a brilliant bit.
I loved it
Charles
when I was a
Dance is
kid.
the bad guy in it, and he gets to the real world. My favourite bit. I laughed so hard when I first saw it. He gets to the real world and he realises that things are different. He sees somebody get robbed for their shoes, and he just walks about and there's just crime happening everywhere. Nobody doing anything. There's a police presence, but he's used to. Jack Slater is his name, I think.
Yeah.
The main character, Arnie's character in it. Slater 5. So he then goes into a parking lot. There's a guy working on his car. He says, "Excuse me." He says, "Yeah, what's up?" He says, "Well, I'd like to help me test a theory." He says, "Yeah, sure. What can I do for you?" He goes, "Well, hello. I've just shot somebody. I did it on purpose. Nothing. I've just murdered a man, and I wish to confess." And then just walks on. That's actually a great choice, man. It's a good concept, isn't it?
Great.
I don't know why it's got a bit cult status. I don't really hear many people talk about it as a favourite, but I just think it's a good idea for a film.
Yeah.
And to have Arnie in it as well as
Yeah.
Jack Slater is
Yeah,
even
and then
better.
to do the
like
whole-
a meta
yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Meta joke. Yeah, nice.
What's your favourite Arnie film, mate? Kind of a Terminator. You also can't have Last Action Hero now that it's gone.
Then it's got to be Commando, mate.
That's cool.
Commando. Yeah. Machine Gatling guns in the flower beds at the mansion at the end. The best thing ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger diving between two rose bushes with a fucking AK-47.
A thorn between two roses. It was the first film that I saw a clicky scene. You know when people are getting ready for battle and they go.
Yeah.
You have to bring one of those duck sounding things in case you have to pretend to be a duck if you're hiding in the
Pond.
pond. Good job there was a pond here.
Yeah.
That's a terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
That whole rosebush thing, it was just to show just how hard the man is. That you can dive into a rosebush and not get hurt.
Yeah, nothing to do with the bullets.
Yeah.
It's definitely the hazards of the thorny
I could have dove in the.
Cause these thorns.
You could have dove in
He
the
just,
nice
he just had
soft bush on the
cheers,
other side.
from the rosebush with one betwixt his teeth,
Yeah.
holding two miniguns in each hand, and just kills everybody. I love it.
As a kid, I used to watch like a lot of movies when they were on TV.
Yeah.
And things like Terminator 2 when it was on TV. But then when the adverts come on, I used to get really bored. and I just go and do something else, or I just like draw. Or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
or
yeah. I
just,
know
like,
exactly what you mean.
fuck about, and then come back into the film, and like it might have been a whole nother chunk of the film and another advert break, but then I'll just watch a little bit of it, and then the next ad break comes, and I'll just stop. And so I know films, and I know what they look like, and I know what happens, but have never seen all of them. Like I've never seen all of Terminator 2.
I don't think
Oh,
I've seen
wow.
all of
Start to
Terminator
finish.
2.
Well, we should do something there. What are you doing on the bank holiday? This is just kind of a personal question, really. Basically, after tomorrow, I've got 5 days off work. Saturday, Sunday, I think I'm going to St. Athan to play poker.
Nice.
And then on Wednesday, because it's Orange 2 for 1, I'm going to watch like 4 films in the cinema.
Awesome.
I think they were Godzilla, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. What was the other one I said? X-Men, Days of Future
Yeah,
Past.
Yeah.
Maybe Bad Neighbours.
What's
Just
the
to-
fourth?
just to end up. No, it definitely wasn't Bad Neighbours. I said I would ask because a mutual friend of ours, Krista, heard about the new Godzilla film and said it was the worst idea she'd ever heard because they'd already made one. And I said there were loads, and she said, "Well, no, they made a newer one with sort of Matthew Broderick." And she said, "Yeah, but it was terrible, and this new one looks pretty good." She says, "There's no other way you can do it." So you said that it was the reviews have been unequivocally great, right?
They've been amazing. Yeah.
So people who maybe didn't like the idea have gone to see it and they thought it was okay. So it's a question out to anybody to email or to tweet in and say whether or not you think Godzilla is a good or a bad idea because they've already made one. I said I'd ask that question and I have done. We'll take another poll. One that I think is going to be 1-0 because Chris is going to tweet.
Yeah.
At the last 7 if you want to follow us on Twitter, or if you want to email in anything for a question of tone, which we've got coming up later, mate. So prepare yourself. It's almost the ultimate question this week.
God, is it?
It is. Funny you should say that. If you want to email in, it's thelast7podcast@gmail.com. That's thelast7podcast@gmail.com, or follow us at thelast7 on Twitter. As soon as we get a photograph sorted, I think that'll be up and running because it's just got that little white egg on it at the minute. I'm going to say that I've done this all myself, as well as having a full-time job, and it's been ridiculously easy. Should have done it ages ago. If anything, I've been really lazy. That's what this process has taught me, is that for the last 10 years, I've been really lazy, because there's so much at your fingertips. It's been worth it, though. The editing process. The sound of your voices now and today is like daggers in my ears, because of all the editing I did last week.
Oh, God.
That's disgusting.
I just readjusted my
That was a massive scratch.
So I ran out of my own clean pants.
Oh.
I mean, wearing the ones from the costume trunk.
Yeah, make sure
That-
you take them with you
Ah,
on Saturday, man.
Actual. Oh no!
Take your
I can't remember the last time I saw actual pants on a man. Oh, that's horrible.
That's gross, isn't
But I
it?
can't take my eyes off it. It's hypnotic.
Oh, dude, come on. Oh, dude, oh!
It's woken you up a bit though.
Yeah, that was the whole idea. So don't.
Yeah, brighten up tone, energy. Yeah. Question of tone's coming up, man. You got to think a lot, think deeper. Yeah. All right.
Come on then.
We're nearly done, man.
let's
Half an
go.
hour tops,
Yeah.
maybe an hour. Of the film. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Dude, we didn't see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
All right.
We saw the curious incident of the dog in the night.
What?
The curious
lied.
incident of the dog in the
The
night.
whole thing was a lie.
That's annoying.
Why?
Because that would have been worth it. I would have been so angry.
What? Dude, we have been booked to see this. But.
Yeah, I know. And that's fine. But if you'd have said it's the curious case of the dog in the night, that would have been brilliant. And it would have been fine.
It was awesome.
Oh, right, so you were livid because it was Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Pretty much, yeah.
That just makes you a homophobe.
So I'm not a homophobe, man. I'm a anti-workophobe. I'm a tardophobe. I'm afraid of people who are tardy. Not on time. All right, time for some wine. This week's wine is Vine County Cape White. I'm going to pick the worst wine I can possibly imagine for for each week. This comes from Vine County, South Africa. It's a fresh, fun and fruity white. That's it.
Nice.
12.5%.
Great, you enjoy it.
Fresh fun.
I don't know how wine can be fun.
Yeah, I've never heard it described as fun. It actually
It
says
does
that.
look like a fun wine, though.
Fresh
A
fun.
bit boring. Bit of a just a normal black label there.
Yeah.
Right, so we go. Chin chin. Anybody else want a glass?
Yeah, have you got a glass?
Right,
I don't. So, cheers to me.
you go first. Let me know. I really, that's one of the worst things ever. Is
Oh,
cheap
Jesus.
white wine.
£3.50 from all good retailers. It's not good. We don't all smoke, do we? You don't smoke, do you, Tone?
No.
You smoke.
Yes.
Have you ever tried an e-cigarette?
Yes.
How is it?
It was alright, actually. We were at a venue a couple of weeks ago, and we used them as a prop, and I didn't have any fags on me, because I'd left them in the van, and the van was just too far away. So I got I got the e-cigarettes out of the prop thing, and just smoked all of those.
Was
we weren't using them.
Was it like fag flavoured?
No. It tastes really nice, actually. It's got a weird, warm, biscuity kind of taste.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had Red Bull. And I don't really like Red Bull, but I really enjoyed the Red Bull e-cigarette and the coffee one as well. That when you breathe out, because it's the smoke's or the vapor rather, is really creamy in your mouth. It's like a creamy coffee.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried an e-cigarette, Tone?
Yeah, I remember trying a cigarette. I really didn't like it at all, though.
Right. Do you mean a real cigarette?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Have you tried an e-cigarette?
An e-cigarette. No.
Okay.
No,
this brings us on to the point, because there's a big controversy about e-cigarettes at the minute, and there was a report this week that said smokers are 60% more likely to give up by using e-cigarettes. E-cigarettes help people stop smoking real cigarettes. Something that was obvious, but there's been an official report, and that's why it was on the news. Now, they say that if e-cigarettes become normalised, then it will start children taking up e-cigarettes instead of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I don't know anybody who has started smoking an e-cigarette without being a smoker first off.
Yeah.
And they're having the desired effect. So I don't know why there's I don't know why people are angry, because I reckon as soon as they become regulated and as soon as people know exactly what the risks are, if any, because they've been around for a good couple of years now and people aren't really complaining of much.
Yeah.
There's some theories about that. Because it's glucose syrup, some of it, that it'll get into your lungs and then that'll solidify and it'll cause problems. But people seem to be doing quite well. And there's certainly fewer chemicals in those, I think, than in a normal cigarette.
There must be.
Yeah. The argument was it'll become normalised so people will start smoking them instead. And I'm not sure if it will. And if it does become, as I say, properly regulated, surely they'll be bought up by Lambert and Butler or Benson and Hedges or something who have said, oh no, we're just interested in people enjoying nicotine as opposed to the full form smoked of, the full dark, musky flavour of a well-rolled cigarette between the first thing in the morning, during breakfast. Baby fags. Start your baby up the right way. Lucky strike. There was a good cigarette advert. It was for Strand, and it's a famous sort of advertising fuck-up. And the tagline was, "You're never alone with a Strand." And there was a guy smoking, and he was supposed to look really cool, like a sort of a spy or something like that. But with the music that accompanied it and the fact that he was on a dark street, he just looked like a really lonely man. whose only hope that through smoking he could maybe get like some sort of lung disease and be cared for at hospital by people who knew his name, who came and brought him food each day. You're never alone with a Strand. It's amazing. I'll check a link up to the advert. It's got to be there somewhere. So,
God.
yeah, a change in behaviour is what people were concerned about. I was tamping. On the same news programme, there was a counsellor from Brighton, and you might know him, Justin. You spent a lot of time in Brighton with your girlfriend.
Yep.
So, just thought I'd clear that one up.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, did it immediately.
And there's a counsellor there, and he has made Ken's name list.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
My friend Ken
Definitely
has a list of people with humorous names. They're not all of them ball-achingly funny. Some of them are just ridiculous, because obviously we know that first names have some sort of meaning. My name means God is judged, for instance. Do you know what Antonio
really?
means?
No, I don't think it actually has a meaning, Antonio. It's
Typical
not, it's just
lazy.
a common Italian name. It doesn't actually
What
have a
does
meaning.
Pinocchio mean?
Pinocchio. What does Pinocchio mean?
I think Pinocchio is actually the word for the.
Say it in Italian.
You know, in wood sometimes, in a piece of wood you've got like the eye.
A knot in a piece
Yeah,
of wood.
not
Right,
the
yeah.
word. That's what Pinocchio means.
What? How do you say it in Italian?
What?
Say it in Italian.
What Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
So-
Same, but just
slightly
sounds
slightly
Italian.
different.
Pinocchio.
Do you say your mum used to kick off when you and your brothers were arguing, but you'd argue in Italian, but with like really strong Welsh or English accents?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
This counsellor from Brighton is named Jason Kitcat.
No.
Serious.
Has he changed that?
Nope. I looked it up and made sure it's Kitcat. And as I say, we all know that names sort of have meanings, but last names kind of used to denote what a person did, right? And if it was
like Smith.
So, some of the Cooper. Some of them were very obvious. Robert's son. John's son. I think Rowley means farmer or like keeper of land or something like that.
That's cool.
I'm not sure. Cliff, I assume, would mean
a cliff.
A cliff with an E on the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Just
my
make it into
surname
a name.
means, but I'm going to find out. Actually, I'm going to see if I can find out what my surname means.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be interesting for next week. There was a guy on a cop show called PC Gary Panther.
Who named him Gary if his surname was Panther?
Yeah, you'd go for pink all the way.
Yeah.
Stealthy Panther.
Yeah. I saw one for Ken's List. It was the producer of what's the one that goes ding ding? Law and Order. Every time I do that, I fucking get Law and Order. It was the American producer of Law and Order, and his name is Dick Wolf.
Oh
yeah,
God.
that's right. You showed me that.
Jesus.
The one that
Dick
started it
Wolf.
all off, because we were talking about seeing like some ridiculous names recently on the telly, just the talking heads, and they say blah blah blah, and then their occupation. I'm talking about it with our friend Spencer, and as soon as we mentioned it, like 4 or 5 popped up. The first one, and we noticed him because he was wearing a Los Pollos Hermanos t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
We went, brilliant, and he was a director of a theatre company. His name was Anders Lustgarden.
Really?
Yeah. You remind us of one. He's Have I Got News for You favourite, and he's a White House spokesman called Randy Bumgardner.
Oh my God.
There's tons on there.
Bumgardner. Yeah, I know. I've heard of Randy Bumgardner.
A colleague of ours from a different service. His name is John Cheese.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Cheese? Spelled cheese?
Yeah, spelled
Just
cheese. Yeah, C-H.
Here's someone in his family definitely
made cheese. Yeah, that's the thing. Why do you get like sort of, is bread a surname? I might have a look
No,
through
but Baker is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do you know there's a thing called nominative determinism? That if your name is Baker, there's a higher chance that you'll become a baker.
Yeah.
If your surname's Ramola, there's the higher chance you'll become a rent boy. This is what it means.
Good at rimming.
My wood technology teacher.
Rimhola, of course it is.
that might be what it means.
Brilliant.
I don't think it is.
Rimming.
But it was.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
They call my brother Rimmy though, for short. They've always called him Rimmy. Yeah, not me though.
Well, you're not very good.
It just doesn't sound good, does it? Rimmy.
No, quite right. It does not sound good. This week, a Welsh Christian group are campaigning to change the Welsh flag.
Right. Okay.
To
Why?
what?
The Welsh flag is. I'm not into patriotism or nationalism or anything like that. I think it's a poor excuse to get angry. The Welsh flag is probably the best flag in the world, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's got a dragon
It's
on
got a
it.
fucking
Yeah, it's
dragon.
awesome.
There's
No,
eagles
the
and
flag
there's
has
all
got
sorts of
that.
stuff, and there's lovely patterns, and the Nepalese one is the only one that isn't rectangular. It's 2 triangles on a...
Oh
on a
really?
Yeah, no, it's lovely. It's original. Not a fucking dragon, though.
No.
They want to change it because they feel that the dragon symbolises the devil. And they say the way it's drawn is exactly the description given in Revelations about Lucifer.
No
They say,
way.
and they say that Wales has been under Satan's demonic power for so many years. I think it was 1959 or 1969 where that flag was like officially... And they want it replaced with the St. David's cross, which I'm sure you've seen it, is the black background with the yellow cross.
Yeah.
In the article they had, how the Union Jack might look.
Yeah.
But as if they're going to do it. The staunchest advocate of Welsh pride, historians, and there's tons of them.
Yeah.
There's one thing you say about the Welsh, man, is that we love the country in which we live. Even I do, as I say. Not a huge patriot, but I wouldn't change it. I think it's great. I think there's a wealth of history. I think art, poetry, all that business. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no chance in hell that somebody would table the motion to change the flag from the awesome dragon going on the front to a cross. But they are going mental for it, and they say they want to sign a petition.
Seriously?
It gets over like 100,000 signatures to take it to the Welsh Assembly, take it to Parliament, and have it changed. Can you imagine how quickly that would be chucked out? Waste of time.
No way.
Yeah.
People would still keep their original flags up.
Of course they would. Yeah, that's right.
There's no way they would ever buy that flag or would try and put it up anywhere.
Weirdly, when I was in Brighton, Kate's flatmate was doing up a wardrobe and opened it, and in it were flags, and one of the flags was an RAF flag. So she realised that these flags had been used to drape over coffins when
Holy
persons
shit!
of that nationality.
Sorry, this is in a house? Or...
Yeah, in a wardrobe, yeah. So those coffins have been draped over the people who have died of those nationalities, or if they worked in the for the RAF, if they were in the RAF, and then they used them as the ceremonial over the coffin. She gave me the Welsh one.
That's a cool.
Yeah, and it's handmade. All
do they take the flags off? I thought they were buried like with the flags. I thought that was part of the idea.
I don't think. Well, I don't know. I don't think so.
No,
I don't know about that, but they always have the flag over the coffin, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's because there's a. I know with the. I don't know if they do it in other countries, but with the American flag, there's that sort of flag folding ceremony that they do.
Yeah.
Like two soldiers who do it. There's a really specific, really sort of regimental way of doing it, and then it's given to I think the widow of the person who's died, or the widower perhaps. If it's the female soldier. So that's a cool relic though, man. If that's the case, have you got it up?
No, I haven't put it up yet.
Okay, you should. I think that'd be good. I think it'd be good to for the memory of whoever. Well, they might have used them multiple times if they don't bury him with the flag. Although they want a pristine one each time, wouldn't they? They like wash
This
it.
one's pretty battered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the dragon is stitched onto it on both sides.
I feel sorry for the old lady that's knitting them together. If that's
be a good trade.
There's so many dying. Is there any way you can, cut down on your deaths?
I can't knit as fast as they're dropping. This war has ruined me.
Yeah.
What's your take on war? My hands are knackered. Pseudoscience of the week. On the topic of homeopathy, then, you aware of homeopathy? Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Jay?
I'm not sure what it is.
I know. I know what homeopathy means. I think.
Okay. Well, so most people think that like homeopathy is a blanket term for new age medicine, or as we're lovingly forced to call it now, like complementary therapy. It is an actual fact, a very specific practice based on the premise that like cures like. It was created by a guy called Samuel Hahnemann in 1796. Homeopathy is still widely practiced and is rightly criticised as unethical because it increases the suffering of patients by discouraging the use of medicine that actually works. So this guy, Samuel Hahnemann, believed that substances that cause symptoms of disease in healthy people would cure similar symptoms in the sick. So he wrote that disease was caused by phenomena he termed miasms, and that homeopathic remedies addressed these. So he thought that miasms were diseases and that homeopathic remedies attacked and got rid of them. The remedies in question, so the medicine that they actually use, are prepared by diluting a substance in either water or alcohol, followed by a forceful striking on an elastic body, like plastic or rubber. So they put it in and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's how sort of specific it is. The dilution, they do that until like no molecule of the original substance remains. And this process is called dynamization, followed by succussion. And this allegedly activates the vital energy in the substance, and the vital energy is the cornerstone of homeopathy's most ridiculous claim that the more you dilute something, the stronger it becomes.
It's crazy.
There's a logarithmic scale called the centesimal or the C scale, right? And that requires a dilution by a factor of 100. So it's 1 part in 100 is 1 C, and that's never used. That's like the base solution.
Right.
So a 2C dilution requires a substance to be diluted by 1 part in 100, and then for 1 part of that dilution to be diluted by a factor of 100 again. So the solution, that 2C solution, works out as 1 in 10,000. Using the same logarithm, we're able to calculate that a 13C solution is the equivalent of 1 drop of the original substance diluted into all the water contained on Earth. A dilution of 1 molecule in the observable universe is about 40C. And this guy, Samuel Hahnemann, advocated 30C dilutions for most ailments. So there cannot be, not physically or biologically possible for any of it to work.
Yeah.
And the dilution is too minute to even contemplate, because we can't think of those sorts of numbers. A current and very popular homeopathic flu remedy is duck liver, diluted to 200C. Advertised as it, and as you say, it gets more and more powerful as more and more it's diluted, so people think it's brilliant. In actual proper test conditions, all the ones you can look up, homeopathic remedies are no more effective than placebos, and the trials that yield positive results are often used by epidemiologists as training tools because they're so crudely rigged. And it seems that the feeling of being cared for and somebody listening to you is like the reason that homeopathy carries on, because a practitioner of homeopathy can spend loads more time with a patient than a GP. So that being listened to and the apparent knowledge that someone's looking after you will have far greater efficacy than the medicine or the water. So that seems to be the reason that people think that it works. So apart from the blatant lying, homeopathy becomes really sinister because people advocate it as treatment for serious diseases like malaria and HIV/AIDS. And malaria is obviously, it kills thousands of people each year, as does HIV. But even people who are going on holiday to countries where you may pick up malaria are being, homeopathic remedies are being advocated for them as well. The World Health Organization and the scientific community have refuted claims by homeopathy, yet it was allocated £4 million from last year's NHS budget. And its proponents argue that is in fact a very small amount of the total budget, but I think the argument against is that any money spent on that sort of ridiculous bollocks is far, far too much. So that's this week's Pseudoscience of the Week. Homeopathy. Pile of shit.
Yeah. The elastic band thing, I'd like to see that device. I'd like to see that in motion.
The guy, Hanneman, had a saddle maker construct a device so that he could use the stirrups to bang it against.
Really?
Yeah, he went through all this effort to make this machine without... Well, you obviously considered that his medicine might be absolute shit. And he must have known, being a man of some education, must have known that what he was doing was fraudulent. But it's just, it carries on. It just came in with the New Age movement in the late 80s. Same time as really useful things like meditation and yoga. But just everything that comes with it. And I'm hoping to address one of those things each week in Pseudoscience of the Week. Next week is mediumship. There's a couple that are performing in Newport. I say a couple, there's 3 or 4 of them, I think, performing in Newport on the 20th of June. You asked if I wanted to go, Jay, and the only reason I'd go is to ruin the whole thing. So I don't think that would be very productive. Yeah. Another regular feature, to avoid copyright infringement. This week got a track from some friends of mine, a group called Applied Science. Absolutely banging. You'd also be able to win an Applied Science album and an Applied Science t-shirt by answering a question of tone for yourself. So yeah, this is Applied Science.
A lot of people's wondering, what is the blues? But I'm going to tell you what the blues is. When you ain't got no money, you got the blues. When you ain't got no money to pay your house rent, you still got the blues. A lot of people holler about, I don't like no blues, but when you ain't got no money and can't pay your house rent and can't buy you no food, you damn sure got the blues.
Drinking lager by the bucket load. Fuck it, no, my tits already hang on to my ankles. So this is what sexy is now. Broke as fuck, it's no joke. I'm still smashing your shit somehow. Blah. How you like me now? New ruthless style. Ripping new assholes for daft ass foes. With them half-ass shows, you're weak. Speak, can't compete. AP endeavor to slap your sweetness. Is chest, God bless. Pussy is all you'll ever be. Hide behind walls, you dumb fuck dick. So I'll stay grabbing mine while you stay licking your lips, you little bitch. And I'm only stepping much as I'm supposed to be. Right, so I'm only stressing cause I got mouths to feed. You can keep on pushing but you're not vexing we. Well, it's Applied Science Brick 2001 free. And it's like 1 sip, 2 sip, 3 sip, 4. Oh now bro, you not safe anymore. It's like 1 clip, 2 clip, 3 clip, floor. Surprise, you lost the last page looking like it hates your jaw. I'm on some new sick shit, see Nicholas Biss. It's truckers, fuck no target, no shit list this. Everyone's fault except me and mine. Might be blind aggressive, but I'm not fucking blind. And I'm only stepping much as I'm supposed to be. See, what? And I'm only stressing cause I got mouths to feed. You can keep on pushing but you're not vexing we. Well, it's Applied Science Brick 2001 3.
Style, but really take from that what you will need.
that was brilliant. What did you think?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
right?
it was awesome.
Awesome bit of hibbity hop.
Yeah,
yeah, really
Wicked.
cool.
It would be awesome if we could have listened to that live and then
yeah,
recorded a genuine reaction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than
But-
us never having heard the song and having to like kind of choose a reaction to it. Could be really mellow and we're like, yeah, oh, great. Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I was supposed to be sent over an MP3 file
Oh, really?
on Wednesday by one of the members of Applied Science. But he's poorly at the minute, man, so I got to forgive him. Piped up on painkillers and stuff.
Is that Nick?
Yeah, it is Nick.
Yeah.
He's busted his ankle. I saw a
Yeah.
picture of it before it went into a cast, man. It looks fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Fuck.
He did it dancing. Yeah, so he was in the backyard with his kids. Ready for a question of tone?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Go on.
Alright, on this first episode we decided to go for something nice and light, just to ease you in gently, and we'll get more and more extreme, more heavy as the weeks go on. Hopefully we'll be recording earlier if you're not watching a 2
Priscilla,
hour,
Queen of the
40 minute long version of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert starring Jason Donovan.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you might be a bit more willing, but Tone, we need your focus here.
Yes.
Nice light question.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Is there a God?
No, there isn't a God.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure, yeah.
Right, so like an ultra atheist.
I used to really believe there was,
Awesome.
but I've made a decision now that there isn't,
What did it take for you to make that decision?
Oh, God.
I agree, by the way, completely.
Oh,
yeah, I'm on board with that.
I'm one of those people that has gone through all sorts of beliefs to try and work out what I believe in, and after all of
That's
that,
the only way to do it, though,
after
man.
all that, I've come to just not believe in a God, not believe in another force.
Believe in loads of other stuff. I tell you
Like
what, a common
any-
misconception about atheists is that, or an argument really against it, is saying, well, if you don't believe in God, then you believe in nothing. I don't think that's true. You believe in
No.
love and things like that.
Yeah.
You enjoy your time on this earth, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that the fact that you don't think that there's an afterlife, something to look forward to, surely that means that you would make the most out of this life, the one that you have.
Yeah.
Spend as much time as you can in the society of people who love you.
Absolutely,
I think
who
it's
man.
love
better
you.
That is a cracking point made. I think.
It's better to have a really good attitude in life than to just believe in that someone else is carrying you through it.
Correct.
It's better to be, because I always think that religion makes people weaker because they're relying so much on this other God, this powerful thing that can carry them through life, when really what they need to be doing is becoming stronger as people, inside, to be able to.
Whoa.
Fantastic.
Were you
mate.
expecting it to take this kind of turn?
I was really hoping that something like this would ebb out in the end, but I didn't know you'd be so articulate with it, Tone. I think I completely agree, 100%. It echoes what I was saying beforehand, but yeah, you made it a bit more personal by saying, yeah, you should try and be the strongest person you can and not rely on a crutch. Especially a God that seems to, if we were to look at all the evidence, let's just say he did exist for a while, we can agree unequivocally that he is an evil motherfucker who doesn't really like us, or if he does, if he's an interventionist God, doesn't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it's about weighing up the balance of what good it's done and what's bad it's done, and unfortunately the bad way outweighs the
If you were
good,
just to
man.
say, because I guess we were all sort of taught a bit of Christian theology when we were growing up, right? Prayers in schools and prayers before lunch and the like.
I was amazing in church, man. I used to win stuff. I
used to read in church all the time. It was my nan's best day because I was
Yeah.
quite a good reader, and I read at Easter and Christmas, and it was the best day to sort of show off to her mates. She really, really loved it, and I got cash. So everyone's a winner.
Really?
Yeah, no, but afterwards, and I didn't even have. I was lucky enough to be brought up in a staunchly religious household for the most part. I feel that my mum was quite into tarot cards and stuff. So pseudoscience of the week would probably offend her, but it's going to happen. But my dad, I'm pretty sure, confirmed atheist, didn't make me take part in anything, but did it because it was advantageous for me. All right, P, how's it going? How was your bath?
Oh, it was excellent.
Nice. How do you do it in Hungary? Is it? We
Well,
asked you this before. Is it the
First,
same? or-
obviously, no. We have our traditions, and because these traditions are slowly fading away because of the the very strong influence of the 21st century.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
I feel like, it's an obligation that I have to maintain these wonderful habits. However, some of them takes quite a lot of precaution and preparation, especially like bringing all the special materials. Like,
This is still for the bath. Sorry, I've zoned out a little bit.
This is, He's just describing how to take a bath in Hungary.
Right,
and
okay.
how kind of fraught with peril it is.
yeah, like for example, we don't use like water for the first time.
Fuck off.
Rice is it? Wet rice.
Hungarian
black
dry
sand.
bath. Do you have the sand?
Yeah.
And then it becomes soil, then stones.
Yeah.
That's how it's called, a Hungarian exfoliation. When you go to a beauty spa, they just fucking do you with a pressure washer just against the wall.
Sandblaster.
Yeah, sandblaster. That's right.
Yeah.
Just like that. See, now the skin is ripped off, and it'll be fucking smooth when it grows back. Scarred, but smooth. Tone, what were you saying a minute ago?
Oh right, I was saying the thing that I feel with religious people, and I'm not generalising.
No. We can say that religious people do good things. That doesn't mean religion's good.
Some religious people become better people because they're so strongly believing in these.
You mean like sort of converted prisoners and things like that? People who find Jesus in
I
jail?
guess so. Yeah, 'cause some people do turn. They completely turn, and they become like they become nicer people, better people. But what I think is a problem with being a religious person is that you don't, when you're trying to make a moral decision, you're not actually thinking about the decision. You're not making an ethical decision. You're just doing it because you believe that that's what God has written, and that is what your God is.
So you're about
telling
sort
you
of
to
blindly
do.
following the Bible and things like that, literally.
So it stops you from questioning it stops you from judging and questioning, analysing a situation.
Yeah, I
And,
completely agree.
you
man.
know.
It's people say that maybe free will is something that God gave us, but if you can use that free will to decide that the God of the Bible, especially the Old Testament God, is immoral or commits immoral actions, then that's you exercising your free will and you're exercising your own conscience. People say that we wouldn't have where the law of the land is based on the 10 Commandments. But bearing in mind, the first 3 of the 10 Commandments are about God's ego.
Yeah.
Don't take my name in vain, keep holy the Sabbath, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Yeah.
All about God's ego, as if this God needs to be fluffed and
Yeah.
pampered
But why
beforehand.
is the Old Testament God and the New Testament God is different from each
Well,
other?
that's what people say, but they don't say that he's different, they say he's infallible. But New
Too
Testament
many
is all full of
contradictions,
Jesus.
that's why.
New Testament is all full of Jesus, and people think it's his loving, caring nature that most,
Yeah.
especially born-again Christians, will follow. There was no hell before Jesus came along, before Jesus mentioned eternal damnation.
Oh, really?
There was no afterlife, there was no punishment. In Judaism, they don't believe in hell.
What?
I'm
So
not sure
you
what
say
they do,
in
but
the
they
Old
certainly do.
Testament they don't
No,
mention
they don't mention
heaven
hell, man. It's only when Jesus meek and mild nips along and he goes, and here's some loaves, here's some fishes. Do not fucking break the rules, or I swear to Dad, you will be punished for all eternity.
And that's a long time.
Yeah, enjoy your fish.
So
Fucking
toe
just
them.
throws him in the face. Feed the 5,000 when you're fuck off.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the real Jesus, little short Middle Eastern chap. I would love to see an average American's reaction if there was a real picture of Jesus about, and they actually said it would be amazing. So Americanized, not just because of Mormonism, but so Americanized is the Christian faith that Jesus is depicted always as a white man. Brilliant in Dogma, the Buddy Christ, a sort of 2 thumbs up pointing thing. Incredible depiction and how most people see him, not as a Middle Eastern Jewish carpenter.
Yeah, dwarf as well.
But yeah, we can't prove he existed, man. Most people and a lot of historians will say there probably was a historical figure called Jesus, but as aside from his when referencing his divinity, no one can ever be sure, and I'm certainly not going to rely on an old book that was written hundreds of years after the actual events to prove that. Traditions go on through word of mouth, there's oral storytelling, and then people finally write stuff down. Why didn't God appear to the Chinese who had done writing and who had done manuscripts for hundreds of years beforehand? Why appear to some of the less literate parts of the Middle East?
Yeah, not a very smart God.
No,
Either.
why would he use, I think Sam Harris and Christopher Hitchens talked about this before, so I'm sorry if I'm just ripping it off. I have no opinions of my own. They say, why text? Why did he use words and like through angels and stuff? Why not indelible titanium ink on diamond?
Yeah.
There will be not just infallible but unbreakable for the most part, and keep it fucking safe. Make it safe. Make an actual safe on the side of a mountain. Leave some proof. Just one shred of proof.
Put the rules in everybody.
Yeah, why give us that? And go, I wonder how they're going to get on with it. Because if that was the idea, if God just said, yeah, well, I'll just let them get on with it, he wouldn't do all the shitty things. It was much cleverer, or rather much more logical, when, say, ancient Greeks, like polytheists, or Hindus now, who believe in loads of gods who control different things. And if you listen or watch to, if you read or if you watch films about Greek myths, they're depicted as like jealous and capricious, and like so a lot of them jealous of humans. Zeus bangs humans left, right, and centre. That's why you get your Herculeses all over the shop. So yeah, and you can think of that's what would be a great explanation. Why is the sea kicking off? Poseidon's angry. Why is that? His wife left him. Who for? King of the gods. That's why there's a thunderstorm as well. Makes so much more sense. You know, there's one guy. He's a prick, and he's in charge of sea. That's why your dad's dead in that boat accident. Much more sense than the one guy, the one overseeing disembodied eye that looks over everybody. Christopher Hitchens said it'd be like he's described himself as an anti-theist, and I don't think I'm of that ilk, but I agree with pretty 99.9% of what he said. He said that the wish for it to be true, because he knows people. He said he knew people, and I know people who don't believe but wish it were true. But he said that's the wish to live as an abject slave in a celestial North Korea where somebody can commit you a thought crime, coveting, which is in the Ten Commandments, charging you with a crime because of what you think. The essence of totalitarianism is how he described it.
Wow.
Purely wicked and purely evil. And I wholeheartedly agree. Religious people have done good things. That doesn't mean to say religion is good. That means to say that people are capable of doing good things.
It's the Celtic link up. I'm a bashful bastard, all angry and blasted. Mastered the art of twattery. Munched on so much this I'm fatter than we feed on any MC who wants us. No contest, took one look, no stress. God bless those skimpy little tits spitting microphone drones. Style unknown from those prone to a rigid bone. Baffled then when silly pricks joke. Nope, you're not funny, but be pissed at sheer presence of every essence of your being. Your being here makes me nauseous. Should be cautious with future dealings. Left with no choice but to break the lot. Bring it back to the core, yeah, I'm the gleaming fucking knob you and your bitches dreaming of. Take to your knees, while do your fucking job. And it's on, pump the volume up, raise hell. We Celtic link up, props of Mr. Kelly. Show, pump your fist, nod your head till it snap. We bring that raw back, pump your fist. Dragon stepping with the shamrock. Night to the temple of hip hop, your fist, nod your head till it snap. Well, we bring that raw back, fist. Dragon stepping with a shamrock. Back to the temple of hip hop.
West flow, old 10-gallon hat. Mick that is nice with his hands, Kid Galahad. Terror with the beer flow, roll like the Taliban. When I let the beer grow, flow is Frank Gallagher. Ice in the Magnus, Kelly stay winning. Eastern Bloc women of the night stay sinning. Had the name of Svetlana, I am addicted to love. Kelly is Robert Palmer. So you might as well face it. Victory is sweet, so you might as well taste it. If I get a stain on the low, I replace it. Won't catch me out with the woman if it's basic. Never. My shit is more Sean Blaze. Your shit is fruity, it is more Strange. Grace Jones, pull up to the bumper. Elbows in the mosh pit, singing with me jumper.
Rip the show, pump your fist, nod your head till it snap. We bring that raw back, pump your fist. Dragon stepping with the shamrock. Night to the temple of hip hop, your fist, nod your head till it snap. Well, we bring that raw back, pump your fist. Dragon stepping with the shamrock. Night to the temple of hip hop.
Awesome number there from Applied Science.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome, I enjoyed it, yeah.
I would describe it the same way as I described the last tune, sort of a mixture of all things that we could possibly think of, so as not to offend anybody.
Yeah, but all good.
Yeah, all great. Fantastic
All good.
job. If only I'd have got those MP3s, Nick. Should we give a quick happy birthday to Tom, whose birthday is today?
Yeah.
I say today we're recording this very early on Friday morning. So, happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday to.
There we go. Nice one, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for coming back from Australia
Thanks
for
for
it.
We spoke about him.
You.
The pilot, of course. He was away. This Tom, whose birthday it is, showed us all of that horrific porn.
Yes.
Not One Man, One Jar, but the guy on the fire hydrant and the other guy who put a dildo down his own penis.
Yeah.
So thanks for the memories, Tom.
Sweet
Cheers, mate.
memories.
Right, it's a question for anybody listening. This will go into a prize draw with the people who have voted for the Godzilla film being rubbish idea or being a good idea. Anybody who writes in with a question of tone, or a question for tone rather, or a great answer to this question. I'm going to pick the best email / tweet, and they're going to win an Applied Science CD and a T-shirt. Obviously, when we get in contact, send us your size and whatnot. No, it's good, man. There's a combined RRP of 18 quid. So it's a steal. It's a deal. It's sign of the fucking century. What were you doing this week in? Is the name of the question. I'm going to go for one of these every week as well. You've got to try and work it out though, man, because I've had a really, really good go, and I'm talking about specifics. Not exactly where you were, but certainly what time of life it was. So where were you this week, nice round figure, in the year 2000? Jay?
Oh, man. Jesus. Okay.
I think we were all in school, so I'll give us a clue there.
Yeah. We're in school term as well.
Yeah, it's May, right? So
Yeah.
I was in year 9, I think, so you might have been in year 8.
I was in year 8, yeah. And the New Year's Eve before, I'd spent it with my gran going from 99 to 2000.
Awesome. I spent it with my granddad, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No. My granddad came around the day after. I spent the millennium sat next to my mate Paul and his girlfriend Kate getting off with each other.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just the third guy there. Millennium, living it up in the year 2000.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Looking outside, thinking the planes were going to fall from the sky. Remember the Millennium Bug scare?
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my
Your
God.
toaster's going to kill you, Dad.
I was on a balcony in Italy with my granddad, who was really pissed on whiskey, firing a gun up in the sky. Yeah.
Was that New Year's Eve?
Firing
99?
guns, and loads of Italians go out on their balcony, all going out on their balconies firing guns. Jesus Christ.
That's on New Year's Eve. That's a New Year's Eve tradition.
I didn't even know he had this gun, and he was drunk, and he took it out.
I bet you shit
and he was
yourself.
like laughing, and I was just back and shit. I was like crapping myself. Yeah. Big time.
We were 13 now.
Yeah, big time, man.
Yeah.
13 or 12?
12, yeah.
Yeah,
You're a year
big
younger.
time.
Peter, do you remember what you were doing this week in the year 2000?
No.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah, I try to recall when I was 16, but I sort of at this moment I don't have any images coming back to my head. But I think it's important, like when you spend your 30th birthday, to spend it somewhere where you can look back in the past 30 years. You know, I mean, like, you know.
You mean on acid?
No. Every 10 years. You know, are sort of important, but like 30 is important, and
Okay.
60 is important, where you sort of like sit down, look back, and reassess your life. You know, like where did you get, what did you accomplish from all of those things? What you
Oh,
were
mate, if I
planning,
did
you
that,
know?
I think I'd slip into deep depression.
Yeah.
If I've only got
Yeah.
2 years to do loads of cool stuff, I guess meeting you lovely people is,
But it's not,
you know, it's a highlight and whatnot. But you know, you're not great. I can
it's not about.
only assume I could have done better.
It's
I
not
do
about
that now, though. I look
setting up
back and-
all of these achievements and targets, and you know,
Yeah.
just reminding yourself that what you didn't achieve, you know,
Mm.
just like to remember your primary schoolmates and comparing yourself to them, perhaps, you know, to see like the difference, you know.
I'd say,
where
no.
did your life take you?
I'm going to play cards with some of my primary school mates on Sunday.
No way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Um,
cool, man.
Yeah, I was really glad. I went down to my old stomping ground in St. Athan for the first time in years, man. Like a few weeks ago for my mate Aaron's birthday. It was really good, and I saw like sort of 2 people that we've known each other for best part of 20 years, man. So
Yeah.
it was awesome just to hang out. I'll have a go.
I thought about for a while of starting a group on Facebook to get all my mates from primary school on there and organising a reunion. All of us.
Man, I don't think I could go. I don't think I'd be the worst
I'm-
off, but I
I'm-
don't think I'd be the best off when somebody like comes in from on Skype. It's like, yeah, I'm just here working in Puerto Rico, teaching
Yeah.
English. I think I always think I don't think I'd go to a reunion, man. Would you go to a comprehensive school
I
reunion?
definitely go to a comp one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely go to one.
I don't know. I was an asshole.
I don't know unless you got anything, unless you're embarrassed about anything.
Not everything. My attitude, my appearance, but most of all my attitude, man. I was a terrible student. As soon as I left school, all I wanted to do was learn as much as I could about anything. I realised what I'd wasted before. And I mean, the moment I left school, nearly, it was a social club as far as I was concerned. And I went there. I was not on purpose, but not on purpose, but I was actively stopping others from learning by just being a wanker. I was that kid, it embarrasses me to think about it now, and I'm not even willing to go. But it's made me the person I am today. Nope, I could look back if I could go back in time, and I'll just go back to 12-year-old me and go, fucking quit it. I'd stop it now. I mean, right now. Whatever happens in the future, if you think you're going to change it, forget it. But just now, stop it now.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that there's no reason for me to be embarrassed about meeting those people again.
That's
carry
brilliant.
no shame or guilt for that time.
Well, then you're gonna die a happy man.
The shame came
Age
afterwards.
40.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask people who are listening to say or to email in and tell me what they were doing this week in the year 2000. We've spoken a bit about New Year's Eve, but this week is when I'm interested, man. So
this week, yeah.
End of May. In the year 2000, what were you doing? You can tweet us at @thelast7 or email at thelast7podcast@gmail.com. I would like to thank my co-participants for this week again, Justin Cliff.
Cheers, buddy.
Antonio Rimhall.
Thanks, mate.
And Peter, our sound recordist. The Last 7 podcast was recorded at Peter's flat, edited at my flat, with additional material by